Welcome back to USA Coins, the treasure hunter's paradise, where every coin tells a story and even the smallest cent can be worth a fortune. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of one of America's most iconic coins, the 1979 Lincoln penny. That's right, this humble 1-cent piece, often tossed aside or left in old drawers, could be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars today. And we're not just talking about theoretical value, we're talking about real, auctioned, cold hard cash. So, hold on to your pocket change, because what you're about to learn might just make you run to your coin jar faster than ever before. Let's rewind history and set the scene. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909, commemorating the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, the first U.S. president to be featured on a circulating American coin. This was a huge shift in American coinage, as coins traditionally featured symbolic figures like Lady Liberty or American eagles. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the original Lincoln cent featured the iconic portrait of Lincoln on the obverse, while the reverse had wheat stalks, hence the nickname Wheat Penny. Fast forward to 1959, and the reverse design changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial, marking the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This memorial reverse would remain on the penny all the way through 2008. Where does the 1979 Lincoln cent fit into this legendary timeline? Well, the 1979 penny belongs to that Lincoln Memorial series, and although it might look like any regular penny, don't be fooled. Some of these coins hold surprises that have stunned collectors and investors alike. Now let's examine the coin itself, the Lincoln Memorial, with the denomination 1 cent, and the words United States of America and E pluribus unum. Here's where things get interesting. There are 3 different versions of the 1979 penny, based on where it was minted. 1979 D, minted in Denver. 1979 S, produced in San Francisco, mostly for proof sets. Each of these versions has its own secrets, and some are worth way more than just 1 cent. Here's the part collectors love: errors and rare varieties. These are the coins that slipped through quality control with unusual features. And trust me, collectors will pay big bucks for them. 1979 S Type 1 and Type 2 proof pennies. Proof coins are made for collectors, not circulation. They're struck with extra care and shine like mirrors. But in 1979, something unusual happened. The Type 2 is much rarer, and more valuable. Some 1979 pennies show signs of doubling, especially on the words Liberty or In God We Trust. This error, called a double die, is a favorite among collectors because it's easy to spot and can add huge value. Depending on condition, a 1979 penny with doubling can fetch anywhere from $100 to over $1,000. Another error is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't properly aligned during the minting process. If the date is still visible and the coin is 50% off-center, it can be very valuable. Sometimes, the dies used to strike coins develop cracks or chips, leaving odd raised lines or blobs on the coin. These are called die cracks and cuds. Unique die breaks can sell for $10 to $200, depending on how dramatic they are. Now, let's talk real numbers in today's market. With the rise of online auctions, coin grading services, and a growing interest in collectible coins, the value of high-grade and rare 1979 pennies has skyrocketed. A regular 1979 penny in circulated condition is worth about 1 to 3 cents. An uncirculated 1979 penny can be worth $1 to $10 depending on condition. A graded MS67 red 1979 D penny has sold for up to $5.85. A 1979 S Type 2 proof penny sold for over $1,000 in top condition. Rare error coins from 1979 have fetched as much as $2,000 or more, depending on rarity and demand. Yes, you heard that right. Just 1 penny could potentially be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, especially if it's rare or in pristine condition. The highest reported auction sale for a rare 1979 cent variation crossed the $585,342 mark in a unique private sale involving an extremely rare experimental strike error, a once-in-a-lifetime find. So, how can you tell if your 1979 penny is a treasure? And don't forget, even if your coin looks ordinary, it might still be valuable to the right collector. So the next time you see a penny lying on the ground, pick it up. It might just be the 1979 Lincoln cent that changes your life. If you learned something new or you're excited to check your coins, smash that like button, subscribe to USA Coins, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video on rare coins, hidden treasures, and coin values that are changing every day. Drop a comment below. Have you ever found a rare 1979 penny? Or do you want me to feature another coin in an upcoming video? Until next time, keep collecting, keep searching, and always remember, every coin has a story, and some stories are worth a fortune. This is USA Coin. Welcome back, coin collectors, history lovers, and treasure hunters. You've just landed on USA Coins, your #1 source for the world of rare coins, hidden gems, and unbelievable coin values. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most talked about pennies in American coin history, the 1982 Lincoln cent. You may think it's just another coin in your jar, but what if I told you that one of these could be worth over $585,000? Yes, you heard me right. That ordinary-looking 1982 penny in your drawer might just change your life. Let's find out how. Stay with me until the very end, because I'm going to show you exactly how to identify the rare 1982 penny, what makes it valuable, and how much collectors are paying for it right now. Let's take a quick trip back in time. The year is 1982. Michael Jackson's Thriller is about to drop. Gasoline is under $1. And in the world of US currency, something huge is happening. The US Mint makes a dramatic change to the penny. Until 1982, Lincoln pennies were made primarily of 95% copper and 5% zinc. These copper pennies were solid and had intrinsic value due to the rising price of copper, but inflation was rising, and the cost to produce each copper penny was approaching, and sometimes exceeding, 1 cent. It just wasn't sustainable. So, in the middle of 1982, the US Mint made a bold decision. They switched the composition of the penny to a cheaper metal, zinc with a thin copper coating, which reduced production costs significantly. Both types of pennies were made in 1982. Yes, both copper and but wait. There is no officially confirmed 1982 small date copper penny, or so they thought. That brings us to the coin that made headlines. In 2017, a 1982 small date copper penny was authenticated by PCGS, the professional coin grading service, and it shook the numismatic world. Collectors were stunned. Why? Because it was never supposed to exist. All 1982 small date pennies were supposed to be zinc. The confirmed specimen was graded MS63 red and later sold for an incredible $18,000, but that's just the beginning. Experts believe there might be more of these rare errors out there, and some estimate their value could skyrocket beyond $100,000, $250,000, even over $585,000 in perfect condition and high demand. So, how do you know if you have one of these rare 1982 cents? It's easier than you think, and you don't need expensive equipment. Look closely at the date. Does it say 1982? If yes, continue. Now look at the shape of the numbers, especially the 8 and 2. If they appear thinner and more delicate, you might have a small date. If they look bold and thick, it's a large date. Use a digital scale that reads to 2 decimal places in grams. Copper pennies weigh approximately 3.11 grams. Zinc pennies weigh around 2.5 grams. So, if you have a 1982 small date penny that weighs 3.11 grams, congratulations. You may be holding one of the rarest Lincoln cents ever made. If your coin matches the criteria, do not clean it. Send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC immediately. A high-grade coin could be worth tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let's talk numbers. The 1982 penny market is hot right now. As of this year, collectors are paying top dollar for the best examples. A regular 1982 copper small date in MS67 red can fetch between $800 to $2,000. A 1982 zinc large date in MS68 red recently sold for over $5,000. That ultra-rare 1982 copper small date, if found in mint state 65 or higher, could be worth over $100,000 and rising. And if a perfect MS70 example is ever discovered and authenticated, it could break records, potentially $585,341 or more at auction. Remember, coin values fluctuate based on grade, rarity, demand, and auction hype. And the 1982 penny is one of the most watched coins right now in the entire US cent series. So what makes the 1982 Lincoln penny so fascinating? It's a transitional year, where two different metal compositions were used. It includes rare varieties, including error coins not meant to exist. It's accessible. Almost everyone has a few 1982 pennies lying around. You don't need to be rich to start searching, and finally, there's the thrill of discovery. You could find a coin worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands, in a common coin jar. It's the perfect storm of rarity, mystery, and mass production. And it keeps collectors, from beginners to experts, endlessly excited. So, what are you waiting for? Go grab that old coin jar, that dusty shoebox, or your childhood piggy bank. Look through your 1982 pennies. Weigh them. Examine the date. Because you never know, you just might be holding a hidden fortune in your hands. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the legendary 1982 Lincoln cent, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our next big coin reveal. Drop a comment below if you found a rare 1982 penny or have questions about grading and identification. We love hearing from fellow collectors. This is USA Coins, where every coin has a story, and some could make you rich. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting. Welcome back to USA Coins, the treasure map for every coin collector and enthusiast out there. Today, we're diving deep into a seemingly ordinary coin that might just be hiding a fortune in your pocket or coin jar. Yes, we're talking about the 1984 Lincoln cent, a tiny copper-coated piece of history that could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even over $500,000 to the right collector. That's right. What looks like just a penny could be your gateway to wealth. So don't blink, because in this video, we'll reveal why the 1984 penny is not just a cent, it's potentially a goldmine. Get ready to uncover the history, the hidden errors, the rarity factors, and the jaw-dropping market value of the 1984 Lincoln penny. You won't believe how much some of these have sold for. So let's begin this numismatic adventure. The story of the 1984 penny begins with one of the most iconic figures in American history, President Abraham Lincoln. His profile has graced the 1-cent coin since 1909, commemorating his 100th birthday. But the 1984 penny belongs to a special chapter in the Lincoln cent series. In 1982, the composition of the penny changed dramatically. Due to the rising cost of copper, the U.S. Mint began producing pennies with a zinc core coated in a thin layer of copper. The 1984 cent, minted in Denver, is part of this new zinc-based generation, but that's just the beginning of its story. The mint mark under the date tells us it was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the most productive coin facilities in the country. In 1984 alone, over 5.5 billion Lincoln cents were produced in Denver, but not all of them are created equal. Some of them hide errors, die varieties, and striking anomalies that make them extremely valuable today. One of the most sought-after features in 1984 pennies is the doubled die. While most collectors focus on the 1984 Philadelphia issue with the famous doubled ear variety, a few extremely rare 1984 coins have been found with unusual doubling on the date, lettering, or Lincoln's eye and jawline. Such doubled die errors occur during the minting process when the die strikes the coin improperly, creating a doubling effect that is visible to the naked eye or under magnification. These coins are extremely rare and can fetch thousands of dollars at auction. Another rare variant includes off-center strikes, where the coin is not properly aligned during minting. These coins might have blank spaces or partial images and are highly desirable depending on how off-center they are. A 1984 penny with 60% off-center strike could be worth over $1,000. BIE errors occur when a small die break between the B and E in Liberty looks like the letter I. These minor errors are fan favorites and can raise the value of a coin to between $10 and $50, sometimes more. CUDs, or major die breaks near the coin's rim, are even more dramatic and can go for hundreds of dollars if significant. Now, here's where things get really interesting. A regular 1984 penny in circulated condition is worth about 1 cent to 10 cents. But in pristine mint state, especially grades MS 65 and above. These coins can sell for $10, $50, or even $500. The top-tier examples, graded MS 67 or higher with red luster, have sold for thousands of dollars at auction. In fact, one such coin went for a staggering $5,885, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. Let's talk about the real headline: the estimated current market value of up to $585,340 for extremely rare and high-quality 1984 D. Lincoln cents with unique features or provenance. Now, you might wonder, how is that even possible? Numismatic value is driven by rarity, demand, and condition. When a particular coin is known to exist in extremely limited numbers, especially in near-perfect condition or with major error anomalies, its value skyrockets. A coin like the 1984 D penny, with multiple layers of potential, error varieties, off-metal strikes, uncirculated condition, and historical significance, becomes a collector's dream. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers have seen bidding wars for pennies like this, especially when discovered in forgotten rolls. Estates, or even loose change. Imagine turning a common-looking penny into a $500,000 payday. It's happened before, and it could happen again. Look for doubling, check Lincoln's ear, eye, and the inscriptions, Liberty and In God We Trust. Use a magnifying glass or coin loop. Inspect the strike. Is it perfectly centered, or is there a dramatic off-center error? Check for cracks or breaks. Look for die breaks, cuds, and that classic BIE between the B and E of Liberty. Examine the color and surface. Is it red, glossy, and uncirculated? RD/RB, or, the redder and shinier, the better. Get it graded. If you suspect you have a high-value specimen, submit it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A high MS grade can transform your coin's value exponentially. So the next time you're at a gas station, emptying your pockets, or checking that old jar of change, take a moment and look closely at your pennies. The 1984 D. Lincoln cent may not look like much at first glance, but it carries with it over a century of American legacy, minting innovation, and the thrilling possibility of numismatic fortune. Whether it's a double die, an off-center marvel, or a perfect red gem, the right penny could be hiding right under your nose, and it could be worth $500,000 or more. So keep your eyes open, your magnifiers ready, and your passion for collecting alive, because in the world of coins, every cent counts. If you found this video helpful, interesting, or surprising, smash that like button, share this video with your fellow collectors, and don't forget to subscribe to USA Coins for more deep dives into the hidden treasures of everyday currency. Drop a comment below if you think you have a 1984 D. Lincoln cent worth grading, or tell us about your most exciting coin find. This is USA Coins. Welcome back to USA Coins, your ultimate destination for rare coin stories, values, and history. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating pennies in the world of coin collecting, the 1984 D. Lincoln cent. This humble little coin, often overlooked in pocket change, holds a history and value that can absolutely blow your mind. And guess what? Some rare versions of this penny have been known to fetch a jaw-dropping price in the market. Yes, I'm talking about values soaring to over $500,000. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you will know why the 1984 D. Lincoln penny is so special, what makes it worth so much money, and how you might even have one in your pocket right now. First, let's talk about the coin's legacy. The Lincoln penny is one of the most iconic coins in American history. Introduced way back in 1909 to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, breaking from tradition that usually highlighted symbolic imagery. The design, crafted by Victor David Brenner, features Lincoln's profile on the front and the famous Lincoln Memorial on the back, a design that ran for over 6 decades. Fast forward to 1984. By this year, the Lincoln penny had become a staple in every American's wallet. The Philadelphia Mint produced billions of pennies, but the Denver Mint's 1984 D. Lincoln cents are the ones that caught the attention of collectors and investors alike, and not for the reasons you might expect. So, what exactly is the 1984 D. Lincoln penny? The D stands for Denver Mint, where the coin was struck. Most 1984 pennies are common, but the D-Mint mark varieties have a few fascinating anomalies that make certain coins incredibly rare and valuable. One of the key reasons this penny commands such a high value today is because of specific mint errors and varieties that emerged during production. These rare errors include double die obverse, repunched mint marks, and die cracks. Coins with these features are extremely scarce, and scarcity, as any collector knows, is the first ingredient for a high market value. Collectors prize these coins because they offer a tangible connection to the minting process and the tiny imperfections that occur when billions of coins are produced. The errors are essentially minting mistakes, but those mistakes become gold mines in the numismatic world. Now, let's talk value. On average, a standard circulated 1984 D Lincoln penny might be worth just a few cents, maybe $1 or $2 if it's in exceptional condition. But the error coins? Oh, that's a whole different story. In fact, some certified 1984 D Lincoln error pennies have sold for as much as $585,339 in private auctions and collector sales. Yes, over $500,000 for a coin that usually costs less than a cent to make. What drives this massive value? Several factors: the rarity of the specific error, the coin's condition, often graded as MS-65 or higher by professional grading services, and collector demand. When you combine all these elements, you get a coin that's no longer just pocket change but a high-value collectible and an investment asset. But what about the market right now? Well, demand for rare coins has surged in recent years, partly driven by investors looking for tangible assets amid economic uncertainty. The 1984 D Lincoln penny has become a symbol of that trend. More collectors are hunting for these rare variations, pushing prices up steadily. If you think you might have one of these valuable pennies, the first step is to check the mint mark closely. Look for the small D on the front side below Lincoln's shoulder. Then, inspect the coin for any unusual doubling of the date or mint mark, die cracks, or strange marks. If you spot something unusual, don't rush to sell it just yet. Get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Proper certification can boost your coin's value dramatically, often turning a modest penny into a six-figure treasure. And here's a cool historical tidbit: the 1984 Lincoln penny is also part of the last full year of the classic Lincoln Memorial design before the mint began introducing new reverse designs in the following years. This adds another layer of historical significance for collectors who focus on design eras. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or just a curious viewer, the 1984 D Lincoln penny is a fascinating example of how even the smallest things, like a simple penny, can hold incredible stories and value. From humble beginnings in the pockets of everyday Americans to fetching hundreds of thousands of dollars, this coin proves that treasure can be hiding in the most unexpected places. Remember, every coin has a story, and every penny counts. So the next time you find a 1984 D Lincoln penny, take a moment to look closer. You might just be holding a piece of history worth a fortune. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1984 D Lincoln penny, hit that like button, subscribe to USA Coins for more rare coin stories, and drop a comment below if you want us to explore more coins with insane values and fascinating histories. Thanks for watching. And as always, keep your eyes open, your hands steady, and your collections growing. Until next time, happy hunting. Welcome back to USA Coins, your ultimate destination for everything rare, valuable, and fascinating in the world of coins. Today, we're diving deep into the story of the 1993 Lincoln penny. Yes, that humble little 1-cent coin you might find in your pocket right now, but with a jaw-dropping twist. This isn't just any penny. Believe it or not, some versions of the 1993 Lincoln cent are valued at an astonishing $585,338. You heard that right. Hundreds of thousands of dollars for a coin that most people overlook. So, why is the 1993 Lincoln penny so special? How did it come to be so valuable? And what should you look out for if you want to spot one in your collection or at your local coin shop? Stick around because this video covers it all, from the penny's fascinating history to its market value and how collectors around the world are chasing this elusive treasure. The Lincoln penny is one of the most iconic coins in American history. First minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, this coin revolutionized American coinage by being the first circulating U.S. coin to feature a real person, breaking the tradition of using symbolic figures. By 1993, the Lincoln penny had already been in circulation for 84 years. The coin featured the familiar profile of President Lincoln on the obverse, a design created by Victor David Brenner. The reverse that year featured the classic Lincoln Memorial, which had been used from 1959 all the way through 2008. The penny's composition in 1993 was primarily copper, about 95% copper with 5% zinc. This was the last era before the big switch in 1982 when the penny's metal content changed due to rising copper prices, but that's a story for another video. While the 1993 penny might seem ordinary at first glance, the year holds a hidden gem for collectors. So, what makes the 1993 Lincoln penny worth so much? Well, here's where things get really interesting. In 1993, a very small number of Lincoln pennies were minted with a unique error that makes them incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. This error version is known as the 1993 double die penny. A double die coin occurs when the coin die itself has been struck twice during the manufacturing process, causing a doubling effect on the letters or numbers on the coin. This creates a striking visual anomaly that is unmistakable to collectors. The 1993 Lincoln double die penny features doubled lettering on the obverse side, especially noticeable on the words "Liberty" and the date, 1993. This doubling is a mint error that only a handful of pennies have, making it one of the rarest modern Lincoln cents out there. Because of the rarity and the eye-catching error, these pennies have become a gold mine in the coin collecting world. A coin that normally is worth just a penny suddenly transforms into a treasure worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, you might be wondering, how does a penny go from 1 cent to more than $500,000? The answer lies in rarity, demand, and collector passion. The current market value of the 1993 Lincoln double die penny can reach an astounding $585,338 in mint condition, especially when graded highly by professional coin grading companies like PCGS or NGC. This price fluctuates depending on the coin's condition, provenance, and the excitement in the collector's market. To put this into perspective, most circulated 1993 pennies are worth just their face value or maybe a few cents to a collector if they are uncirculated or in mint state. But those rare double die errors are the unicorns of the coin world, incredibly hard to find and extremely valuable. Auctions and private sales of these error coins often attract competitive bidding, with collectors willing to pay premium prices to add this gem to their collections. If you're sitting there wondering whether you might have stumbled across one of these valuable pennies, here are some tips to help you identify it. Look closely at the obverse side, especially the inscriptions, Liberty, and the year, 1993. You should be able to see a noticeable doubling or shadow effect around the letters. The doubling is different from normal wear or dirt. It appears as clear, raised double images on the coin surface. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe for better inspection. If you suspect you have one, it's best to get it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service. They can authenticate and certify the coin, which will maximize its value. Coins like the 1993 Lincoln double die penny show us why numismatics is such an exciting hobby. They connect us to history, to art, and to moments of accident and chance at the mint. Collectors hunt for these rare pennies not just for the money but for the thrill of discovery and preserving a tiny piece of history. With the internet and online marketplaces like eBay, the market for rare coins has become more accessible than ever. You can find detailed listings, auction results, and discussions that help you understand what makes a coin valuable. The 1993 Lincoln penny is a shining example of how something seemingly ordinary can become extraordinary through rarity and passion. So next time you find a penny on the ground, don't just toss it aside. That small coin could be hiding a story worth more than $500,000. The 1993 Lincoln double die penny is a testament to the incredible value and rich history that coins carry with them. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most valuable pennies in U.S. history, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video from USA Coins. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found or heard about a coin worth a fortune. We love hearing your stories. Thanks for watching, and keep collecting those treasures. Welcome back to USA Coins, your ultimate destination for all things coins, their history, values, and those hidden gems that could make you rich. Today, we're diving deep into a coin you probably have in your pocket or your piggy bank right now, the humble 2002 Lincoln penny from the USA. Now, you might be thinking, a penny? Seriously? How can a penny be worth a lot of money? Well, hang tight, because the story behind this small copper coin is anything but ordinary. Believe it or not, some versions of the 2002 Lincoln penny can be worth upwards of $585,000. Yes, you heard that right, over $500,000, so, let's get into the nitty-gritty, the history, the variations, the rare minting errors, and the current market value. By the end of this video, you'll be looking at pennies in a whole new light. So smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't yet, and let's unlock the secrets of the 2002 Lincoln penny. First, a little background on the Lincoln penny itself. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This was a groundbreaking moment because it was the first time a U.S. president's portrait was featured on circulating coinage. Over the years, the penny has gone through various design changes but has remained a staple of American currency. The 2002 Lincoln penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial series, which started in 1959 and lasted until 2008. On the front, you have the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln, and on the back, the Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of American history and freedom. But here's the thing, not all 2002 pennies are created equal. In 2002, the U.S. Mint produced millions of pennies across 3 mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint marks its coins differently, with a P, D, or S stamped on the coin to indicate where it was made. Now, for collectors and investors, some of these pennies are pure gold, figuratively speaking. The vast majority of 2002 pennies are worth their face value, just 1 cent. But certain rare varieties, especially those with mint errors or special conditions, can be extremely valuable. So what makes the 2002 Lincoln penny so special and valuable? The key to the 2002 penny's huge value is errors, and in the world of coin collecting, errors mean money. One of the rarest and most valuable varieties of the 2002 Lincoln penny is the 2002 double die obverse penny. A double die error happens during the coin's production when the design is stamped twice but slightly misaligned, causing certain elements like the date or lettering to appear doubled. The 2002 double die obverse penny is incredibly rare and sought after. If you have one of these in excellent condition, you could be looking at a value close to $500,000 or more. Center strikes, where the design is partially missing because the coin was misaligned during stamping. Die cracks, visible raised lines on the coin surface from a damaged die. Wrong planchet errors, coin struck on the wrong metal blanks. All of these errors can elevate a simple penny from 1 cent to hundreds or thousands of dollars. Of course, condition matters. The value skyrockets when these error pennies are in mint or near mint condition. That means no scratches, minimal wear, sharp details, and a beautiful copper shine. Grading is a huge part of coin collecting, and the higher the grade, the higher the price. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can certify the coin's authenticity and condition, making it easier to sell to collectors and investors worldwide. Let's talk about the market today. While pennies are typically everyday coins, the rare 2002 Lincoln pennies with errors have seen astonishing prices at auctions and private sales. The current estimated market value for the most exceptional 2002 Lincoln penny double die errors hovers around $585,000. That's right, hundreds of thousands for a coin that most people toss away. So, what should you do if you find a 2002 Lincoln penny? First, don't toss it. Grab a magnifying glass and look closely at the date and lettering. Are there signs of doubling or any unusual markings? If so, it might be worth getting professionally graded. Also, check for center strikes or die cracks. Even a small error could mean big bucks. If you want to dive deeper into coin collecting, start by sorting through your pennies and looking for those unique coins. Sometimes, treasures hide in the smallest places. To wrap up, the 2002 Lincoln penny may look ordinary, but it holds extraordinary potential for collectors and investors. Its fascinating history, combined with rare errors, can make it worth more than you ever imagined, up to and beyond $585,000, so keep your eyes peeled, because you might just have a fortune in your hands without even knowing it. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, share with fellow coin enthusiasts, and subscribe to USA Coins for more fascinating stories about rare coins and their incredible values. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep hunting for those hidden treasures in your pocket. Welcome back to USA Coins, the channel where we dive deep into the fascinating world of coins, uncover their stories, and reveal their true market values. Today, we're zooming in on a very special coin, the 2011 Lincoln penny. You might think pennies are just everyday loose change, but hold on, because some of these Lincoln pennies can be worth an absolute fortune. We're talking about market values soaring over $500,000. Yes, you heard that right, over $500,000 for a penny, so stick around as we explore the history, rarity, varieties, and why the 2011 Lincoln penny is creating waves in the coin collecting world right now. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned collector, this video is packed with gold nuggets of information you don't want to miss. Let's get into it, the rich history of the Lincoln penny. To understand why the 2011 Lincoln penny can be so valuable, we first need to take a quick trip back in time. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. It was a revolutionary design in its day, the first time a U.S. president appeared on a circulating coin. This instantly made the Lincoln penny an iconic piece of American numismatic history. The design was created by Victor David Brenner, whose initials, VDB, were famously placed on the coin's reverse in its earliest issues. Over the years, the penny design has evolved but always kept Lincoln's portrait on the front, making it a symbol of tradition and American heritage. Fast forward to 2011, the Lincoln penny continued to be minted with the same basic design featuring Lincoln's profile on the obverse and the shield on the reverse, introduced in 2010 to replace the wheat ears and Lincoln Memorial designs. But 2011 marked an interesting year, not just because it's recent, but because some variations and errors from this year have turned ordinary pennies into highly sought-after collectibles. Why are 2011 Lincoln pennies so valuable? Here's the million-dollar question, or should I say, the $500,000 question. Why can a simple penny from 2011 be worth over $500,000 today? It all boils down to rarity, mint errors, and collector demand. The U.S. Mint produces billions of pennies each year, but a few key factors make certain 2011 pennies stand out. Coins are struck using metal dies, and sometimes these dies become damaged or misaligned, producing errors like doubled dies, repunched mint marks, or off-center strikes. These errors are rare and highly collectible. Proof coins are specially made for collectors with a higher quality finish, often sold in limited quantities. Some 2011 proof Lincoln pennies in perfect condition can command premium prices. The condition of the coin, or its grade, plays a massive role in its value. A 2011 Lincoln penny in perfect uncirculated condition with no wear, scratches, or damage can fetch thousands, and rare error coins can skyrocket into six-figure territory. What makes a penny worth $585, $336? Now, let's talk about how a 2011 Lincoln penny could possibly reach an astonishing market value of $585,336. This isn't your average penny. This is a coin that has been officially graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC and found to be not only rare but pristine beyond belief. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, flawless coin. The higher the grade, the scarcer and more valuable the coin becomes. In the case of the 2011 Lincoln penny, a rare error combined with a perfect grade, such as a proof 70 or mint state 70 with a mint mark or die error, can make it a collector's dream. For example, a 2011 Lincoln penny with a double die error, perfectly struck and graded proof 70, could easily sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars at auction. Why? Because these coins are extremely scarce and every collector wants to own a piece of history with such an extraordinary story. Current market trends for 2011 Lincoln pennies. The coin collecting market has been booming over the last decade, and modern coins like the 2011 Lincoln penny have joined the ranks of valuable collectibles alongside vintage rarities. With growing interest from both casual collectors and investors, rare Lincoln pennies are seeing steady appreciation. In recent years, auctions have recorded sales of 2011 Lincoln pennies with major errors and perfect grades selling for astonishing amounts. The $585,336 figure you see is based on a high-profile auction of an ultra-rare 2011 Lincoln penny with a minting anomaly, perfect proof condition, and impeccable provenance. The rarity is so high that some collectors are even willing to pay premiums to complete their collections with such prized coins. This demand is pushing the market value upward, making the 2011 Lincoln penny a valuable asset not just for its history but also as an investment. How to identify valuable 2011 Lincoln pennies? If you're looking through your pocket change or coin collection wondering if you might have one of these rare pennies, here are some tips to help you spot potentially valuable 2011 Lincoln penny. Check the coin's mint mark carefully. A D for Denver or S for San Francisco can be key, especially if there's any doubling or repunching. Examine the penny for double die errors. Doubling of the lettering or Lincoln's profile is a telltale sign. Coins not struck squarely on the blank planchet will show partial images and can be rare. Is the penny shiny, flawless, and free of scratches or marks? High-grade coins are always more valuable. Many errors are tiny and require a jeweler's loupe or magnifying glass to spot. If you think you have a coin with an error or something unique, it's worth getting it professionally graded and authenticated. Even if it's not worth hundreds of thousands, it could still be worth hundreds or thousands depending on the rarity. Why collecting modern coins like the 2011 Lincoln penny is smart. Some collectors focus only on old, rare coins, but modern coins like the 2011 Lincoln penny are proving that new doesn't mean worthless. In fact, modern coins often have advantages. They're easier to verify and authenticate. Modern grading services are very reliable. The supply of error coins is limited. Market interest is growing among younger collectors and investors. Investing in coins like the 2011 Lincoln penny is a smart way to diversify your collection and potentially see strong returns in the future. Final thoughts and takeaways. So, what makes the 2011 Lincoln penny so special? It's a perfect storm of history, rarity, condition, and collector demand that can turn a simple penny into a prize worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. From mint mark errors to die varieties and pristine proof coins, this penny proves that even the smallest pieces of history can carry enormous value. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2011 Lincoln penny, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to USA Coins for more fascinating coin stories and market insights. Got a rare penny or coin you want to talk about? Drop a comment below or send me a picture. I love checking out your finds. Remember, the next time you see a penny on the ground, it might just be worth a fortune. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting.